Radical.
It's the return of the king. King of the Hill is back. After being off TV for several years, it's actually back. It's back streaming on Hulu. I saw it actually on Watch Cartoons Online, which is a website I've promoted several times because you can see pretty much everything on it. And I had no problem watching all of the King of the Hills on there because I already have Amazon Prime, I have Netflix. I'm not going to get Hulu just to watch King of the Hill. But honestly, I wouldn't blame somebody just for signing up temporarily to experience the return of King of the Hill, which is one of the best shows in the last few decades. Many people have it in their top 5 animated shows of all time. I mean, there's some stiff competition, but King of the Hill has some legendary characters. It has some great episodes in its run. Everyone has their favorite King of the Hill characters. And yes, the return has been a success. Not only, I've watched all of them, not only is this show a true return to form, I'll get more into that later, but more importantly, it's a big streaming success number-wise. In the past 5 years, the first episode hit 4.4 million views, and it is Disney's biggest adult animated premiere in, like I said, 5 years. And looking into the numbers here, it's actually remained on number 1 in the top 15, and it's among the top 5 titles since then. Yeah, so great news for the return to King of the Hill. What I don't like about the whole streaming thing, right, is traditionally you would have an episode premiere, and there would be people talking about the episode, and a week would go by, then you would get another episode. But now it's convenient, but it also kind of sucks that you're able to watch a whole season of something in one day, and it's just left the conversation, So I would have considered possibly only putting out one episode a week and letting people kind of marinate on it, but some people feel differently. Some people would be like, "Hey, I want to see all the King of the Hill right now. I can't wait." Yeah, so that's just everything streams now. The traditional television is on the way out. This is kind of how things are right now. But I'm not going to dwell on that because it is, in 2 words. Why am I snapping? There's no need for me to snap there. I was making the the Bobby Hill gesture you see in the thumbnail behind. Chef's kiss. That is what I was trying to go for. But I did a snap for some reason. It is so great seeing a character like Bobby Hill now older. It's very rare in an animated series you actually see growth and age in any character. I know recently on Beavis and Butthead you see older versions of Beavis and Butthead, which is kind of funny. But you think about all the animated shows, Futurama, Simpsons, Family Guy. I feel that there can be stagnation in the storytelling if you basically have the same characters year after year after year. Now, other people might argue, well, we got used to these characters, so it's a bit jarring to see them older. Although King of the Hill, some people are calling it a masterpiece. Not only one of the best returns of a long-running animated series, but a masterpiece because they get everything just right. It picks up right where it left off. So many people were worried the show was going to be super woke and it was not going to be anything like how it was before. If anything, the show makes fun of some wokeness and some stuff of that nature because Bobby Hill actually runs into Connie and he's confused that she's in open relationships and she's a college girl now, and they kind of blast apart the whole open relationship shit, which is pretty good that they did that because there is no fucking such thing as a open relationship. That's an oxymoron, That's like it doesn't make any sense. The two things don't make sense. You're either in a relationship or you're not in a relationship. It's just people trying to, in quote, in the show. I don't want to give away a lot of the show, but there's a reference that's really funny. after. I don't want to even give it away. It's pretty. I don't want to give away a lot of this show. All right. Even if you don't have Hulu, go to Watch Cartoons Online and check out everything. You will not be disappointed. So, it starts out, Peggy and Hank Hill are coming back from Saudi Arabia. I forget if it actually goes into why they were in Saudi Arabia. Maybe that'll be revealed more into the future. But they come back, and the town is very different. And they have to get used to things like, an Uber and the star system. And Hank's like, well, I'm going to give you 4 stars because I feel like, you need something to grow on. The guy's pissed off. He gives him 4 out of 5 stars and he rates him at a 2-star. Then you see Hank basically bored out of his fucking mind because he's retired now. And he does whatever he can to get away from the house and actually helps Boomhauer in becoming a handyman, which is again, using the phone. They're showing basically everyone having to use the phone. I think there's an app that actually shows you people at your doorbell, so you don't have to physically go to the door right now. It's just some silliness, and they really lampoon and make fun of how everything is apps now, and no one actually has any personal. No one really talks to you. Everything's so impersonal, is what I'm saying. And that episode was kind of funny to where Hank takes over as a handyman. And then from the very beginning, I like the episodes near the front versus near the back of the season. And just seeing these characters reintroduced, like my boy, my man, motherfucking Bill Dotrey. Peggy, admire her, lover himself, possible real father of Bobby Hill, which some conspiracy theorists think that Bobby looks a whole lot like Bill Dotrey. They make some references to Netflix, which is kind of funny, but I don't know if they're actually just poking it in the eye of Netflix that they got King of the Hill and Netflix didn't. Probably that's what it is. Where they wonder where Bill's at, and they say he's in his house, and he has been in his house, it looks like, for several years, and he hasn't came outside, and he's gained all this weight, and he's like, Hank, Peggy, come to the wall hole, and calls the window like the wall hole, and they come by and they look at him, and he's huge. He's still in bed. He's gained all this weight. He has a long beard, and he makes a reference to Netflix, like, I got through Netflix. I can't do a good. I wish I could do a good Bill Dotrey, but I can't. All right, it's not my bag right now. He tells him he got to the end of Netflix. He got through all of it. Not a series on Netflix. He watched all of Netflix. And he says, when you get to the end of the Netflix, and this is the first time I about fell out of my chair laughing, he says, when you get to the end of Netflix, you get a wellness check warning. Other funny moments was basically anything with Dale. Him, you see his son now, which is actually Redcorn's son, but Redcorn's biological son has become Dale's boy because he's just like Dale. He's had takes his mannerisms. This one funny part that I had to slow down and watch again was when they was running away after eavesdropping, I think, on Hank and Peggy. And Joseph is his name. Joseph flips into a trash bag and winds up perfectly near the trash can. It's so funny, man. This is a great return. This is a great return. Now all I need to see is a return of Boondocks. Okay, that's one of my top 5 favorite anime series of all time. Return to Boondocks, King of the Hill's back. And there's probably a lot of other shows that are going to be returning pretty soon that I'm hopefully not going to be missing out on. Like I said, you owe it to yourself. If you were at all a fan of the original series, there's so many callbacks to the original series. They joke about, let go my purse, in that instance where Bobby kicks Peggy, because that'll come up. Not really about the Hank, but that comes back. I killed 50 men. And there's flashbacks to Cotton. And also, Hank's Narrow urethra. The first joke of the new series was ragging on his narrow urethra.